like to call to order our regular public meeting for the Scotch Plains Van Wed Board of Education, April 27th, 2017. Mrs. Saradaki, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Brody?
Here.
Dr. Clancy?
Here.
Dr. Kulikowski?
Here.
Mr. Murray?
Here.
Mrs. Soriani?
Here.
Ms. Winkler?
Here.
Mrs. Cleary?
Here.
Mrs. Bauer?
Here.
Quorum is present.
Thank you. Please join us in the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the board just met in executive session and discussed both personnel and HIP. And announcements about tonight's meeting were given to the Borough Clerk of Van Wed, the Township Clerk of Scotch Plains, to the Times, and also the Patch. We have 4 additions to the agenda that I know of. We have 4S, which is a field trip, 1 BUS staff training, 18 BUS related to special education costs, and 19 BUS adjudicator services. Anyone know of anything else? Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to start off and limit our public comment because we're going to be passing our school budget for 2017-18 tonight. We want to start off and do that first. We have the motion for the budget, but first see if we have any public comment related to the school budget. If anyone wants to comment, please come to the microphone, state your name, the town in which you reside, and limit your comments to 2 minutes. Thank you.
When I can, I regularly go to track open public access for exercise equipment used by track teams, lacrosse teams, soccer teams are left open, not being used during practice games.
Are you getting to the budget? Just
Related to the budget.
Okay.
I'm seeing equipment that's being vandalized or used. It's left there on the weekends when the public is there, no use from school, or maintenance is there to see it. Specifically, I've seen the high hurdles being vandalized. They're not broken, it's not wear and tear, it's destroyed. Okay? The track team is going to want to replace the equipment. There, in my opinion, is neglectful of taking care of the equipment and do that. Okay, same thing for the cross nets. Cross nets are left open, public can access them. Some people think this is so there's like equipment. I've seen it. You know, I've seen the results. I haven't seen it first. Okay, but these teams, these athletic teams, those that were formed and asked for replacement equipment. I think they should be a little bit more responsible for taking care of the equipment.
so we really appreciate your input. And
if you don't mind,
no, we don't. We don't.
I invite you to go to the track. If they're all during Saturday and Sunday, when you can access it, mornings around the state, anything around.
So we're happy that you walked there, and we really appreciate you letting us know because certainly if we'd been aware of it, we would have followed up. And so I thank you for that. I beg your pardon?
Stewart, let's put away, you have a storage space for that type of storage, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, well, the purpose of being left out so that I can understand a soccer goal, not put away, but it's
So we'll certainly follow up, and we appreciate that. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. And the board does take it seriously, so we appreciate that.
Anyone else who wants to speak to the budget? Okay, so seeing no one, we're going to move on. We did have a number of presentations over a series of school board meetings. Oh, no.
Okay.
Over a series of school board meetings about the various portions of the budget, and also a consolidated report. We had a number of opportunities for the public to come to meetings too that we had here in the evening and the morning and so forth. And with that, I would look for a motion from someone in the board.
Second.
Okay, so the motion is to adopt the 2017-2018 school budget. The total budget is 95 million, if only, 95 million, $27,986. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and one of the things that we're going to do tonight is have our instructional update related to kindergarten. And so we're looking forward to this. It was a very exciting beginning last fall. And so, Dr. Hayes, if you want to
Thank you.
introduce our...
So we have Kate Rosander with us tonight, and I will let her introduce our two teachers. Some of you will remember our two teachers because they were with us from the very beginning of this journey, when we were first going down the path of doing our feasibility study and our look at why it was important. As Kate introduces our two teachers, I want to just note that they were with us on that journey as well. And so tonight we're really pleased to have an update on how this year has gone. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kate. We are going to be using the screen, so some of us will need to adjust our seats. Okay.
Well, good evening. As Dr. Hayes said, my name is Kate Rosander. I'm one of the elementary supervisors here in the district. And I'm here tonight with two of our kindergarten teachers. We have Heather Tarantino from Brunner and Laura Smoot from School 1 to celebrate the success of full-day kindergarten. During the 2014-15 school year, we began our feasibility study to see what it might take to bring full-day kindergarten to SPF. 2.5 years later, that vision has become a reality thanks to the ongoing support of the Board of Education and a lot of hard work on the part of our staff. Most notably, Dr. Hayes, Dr. Mast, Mrs. Saradaki, Mr. Miranda, Mrs. Belfield, all the principals, supervisors, teachers, support staff, office staff, buildings and grounds experts, and custodians. It has been a true team effort. So we're here tonight to share our appreciation to the Board of Ed for their support and to celebrate how the increased time and space have benefited our youngest learners, both academically and socially, through each of the content areas and choice time in particular.
So in reference to our English language arts program, the children have more time to think deeply. They express ideas thoughtfully in more complex ways. There's more individualized conferences where we can tailor writing strategies to where they are. In the area of mathematics, this allows more time for math games, which in turn allows children to practice, apply, and extend the skills and concepts being taught through mini lessons. We differentiate instruction during small group activities also. In social studies, this has allowed us the opportunity to focus on particular conflict resolution strategies through modeling as the opportunity presents itself and gives children more opportunities to apply their skills using the problem-solving steps that we teach them. And in the area of science, our new FOSS units allows for in-depth investigation, which in turn the children have time to grapple with the concepts and apply them to problem-based learning projects. One of the problem-based learning projects we have done was to use the skills we use through our motions and materials unit to design roller coasters, and they were able to apply skills and concepts to design and create a safe working roller coaster for a marble.
And then this is one of the students explaining what they enjoy about science.
Tell me about your favorite part of kindergarten.
My favorite part of kindergarten is the end of the day because we usually do science.
And what is science like in kindergarten?
Really fun is we're studying wood. We were studying wood and paper, and we did paper mache because we are learning how to make roller coasters, real roller coasters, not just on paper. Real roller coasters, but not the big ones, just little tiny small ones. It's going to be super fun. We already planned them out yesterday.
And then the other area that we were able to increase was physical activity, which we have tripled the amount of physical education from 25 minutes to 80 minutes, which is 2 times a week for 40 minutes each time, and we have recess every day also.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. I get to talk about choice time, which is really our favorite point of the day. You can see there, those are the things we do during choice time. It's a very wonderful time of day for the children. They enjoy it very much. It's their favorite time. And it gives them daily opportunities to engage in self-directed play, which gives them ownership of their time and decision making, and it builds independence and autonomy. There's a lot of ongoing projects, and they're not disrupted by another class like they had been previously. The children can leave things up. They can think about their projects overnight, add to them the next day. They can recruit helpers to help them to keep building or keep making their project. They stick at it. They persevere because they've had the time to revisit, and they've increased their creativity and their use of imagination. They revise, and they use different materials. And we've seen this throughout the year. It's really been amazing. They've also developed self-regulation, which is the ability to understand and control their actions and behaviors with an understanding of how they affect other members of the classroom community. They've built wonderful relationships between them, the children. They've been able to form bonds with multiple children. They've developed special friendships, connections with 1 or 2 children or more so than we saw last year and in previous years. They include others now. There's a lot of camaraderie and teamwork. There's a wonderful sense of community and inclusiveness in each classroom. They're very supportive of each other. They cheer for each other, which is great. You know, when someone does something great, they're quick to cheer and really celebrate that person. And they definitely comment and help each other with different, if one student's having trouble, there's peer teaching, they'll say, oh, I'll help you, that word's on the word wall, here, let me get it for you. And they really enjoy being a peer teacher to each other. And also for us, there's been wonderful relationships with the teacher and the child. We've always had wonderful relationships with our kids, but this year we're finding that we get to play more with them. We get to have them find out more. We find out more about their interests and their home life. We have longer conversations with them, lots of back and forth exchanges, more deep, rich conversations, which models and builds their language. We're forming more connections with them. And we use all that information to tailor our instruction. And we've even had reports from parents that the children love to come to school so much, they've even asked to come on Saturday. So it's been quite wonderful. Thank you.
Because she said it so eloquently the first time, we have another short clip to share with you for parting words. Nice and loud.
Kindergarten is really fun, and we learn a lot and play a lot. Sometimes we learn while we are playing. In centers, there's a writing center and a reading center. It's fun, and it's good to learn. And there are other centers like science and art and dramatic play and math. We learn a lot in kindergarten.
Thank you very much once again for all your support in making this a reality for our district and our youngest children.
Okay, are there any comments or questions for our guests that anyone has? Oh,
Yes,
Mrs.
I'm sorry.
Winkler?
I just want to thank you so much for coming in and doing this presentation. It was exciting for us talking about bringing in full-day kindergarten. It's something that, as a district, I think we've really wanted for many, many, many years, and now that we're finally able to do it, it's been really exciting. But it's really nice to see at the end of the first year where things are at and how they are. So thank you very much for giving us that update.
My pleasure. Yes, Mrs. Brody?
Do you find that the kids are less stressed being able to be there for the whole day? Because I know, like in the morning, like they get there and it's like it's almost they're settling in, and it's time to go. But now they don't have to do that. Do you find that they're happier and more relaxed? Right.
They are less stressed. They're more relaxed. We offer them many more breaks throughout the day. We're able to do that, letting them go outside for a little bit, letting them do brain breaks. You know, they have the break of a special, which is a 40-minute block. So they're really getting their day broken up. So when we do have them together in a group for the academic lessons, they're very focused and they're much more, involved in the lesson with us. So we're finding that the stress level is very low.
Mrs. Cleary, I know you wanted to say something.
I just, of course, wanted to add my thanks for you to be here, as well as all of the staff that put in all of this. You know, we were a little late to the game, as we recognized, right? There were many other districts that had full-day kindergarten, and we were one of the few that didn't. It was not something that we were happy about. But while other districts have beaten us to it, they haven't beaten us to the quality of what we've created here, and we really appreciate all of the efforts of the staff. I know I do. I know that it sometimes looks like, we just made it happen, right? And you guys did a great job, but the people that are really, really great at something generally can make other people think they did it easily. And I know how much time went in, and over the last several years, the commitment of so many people to really look and evaluate and compare what was out there and bring new ideas back and work collectively together. Amazing things, and you're modeling that for our students now, so that's really great. So just thank you very much. It was a great presentation, and it's a great program. And as a parent in the community, I hear like tremendous things about it from the community, so it's wonderful.
Thank you for those compliments. We've been very fortunate this year to participate because we've more than doubled our kindergarten staff. We've had quite a cohort going to the New Jersey Department of Education's kindergarten seminar. It's a 5-workshop series for professional development. And the presenters of that seminar have actually reached out to me to come visit Scotch Plains Family because they've been so impressed with the work that the teachers are sharing. We've shared everything from pictures of our classroom environment to just some projects. We've shared with them the roller coasters, so they wanted to see that. So it's been really nice. Maybe in a couple of weeks, we'll be able to coordinate schedules to have her come in and to see really what we're all about.
Oh, it's very exciting. Thank you.
Yes, Mrs. Siriani.
I just want to say thank you as well. I mean, the board can support a full-day kindergarten, but I think it's you as teachers who make it, an educationally and socially supportive environment. So thank you. I join with Mrs. Cleary. I have actually a lot of friends who have children of kindergarten age, and I've heard only incredibly positive feedback. I myself have a pre-K student, so he'll be entering kindergarten next year, and I really am very, very excited to go through that journey with him. And take advantage of the new programs.
Well, we'll be excited to have him.
Thank you.
I also wanted to thank you, and I wanted to mention how exciting it is because this was part of our strategic plan. Early childhood was really something that the community spoke to when we were having our planning sessions 3 years ago, and to see it finally implemented and off to a great start. And I think back to the fall, how many community members we had who came to the open houses, who just wanted to see neighbors, people whose children had already graduated but were very excited about what was happening in terms of kindergarten. And we as a board also noted that the realtors were immediately advertising when they were selling houses that Scotch Plains had full-day kindergarten. So, but most importantly for the children, and thank you for letting us actually, have a taste of that tonight. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all your hard work, and we hope you'll share with your colleagues how excited we are that this is actually now in place.
You're welcome. Thank you for your time tonight.
So I want to just add my thanks as well, Dr. Mask, Kate Rosander, of course to our two wonderful teachers who are here tonight, Laura Smoot and Heather Tarantino. You're just representative of an incredibly strong group of kindergarten teachers that we've been able to bring together. The work that went into this was just so thoughtful from the very beginning, both from the planning as to what it should look like, and then the adding of the additional content areas, more science, more time for writing, more time for choice. And you did such a beautiful job. The one mantra I gave you was, we did not want this to be the new first grade. And you more than made that happen for our kids. And you see that in the lovely voice of this young kindergarten student who can tell you with such joy what she does all day. I am just so pleased that we were able to make it happen. And the continuing professional development and reflection that you all bring to it through the wonderful support with Mir. And it's just an amazing thing to watch when we get this whole group of teachers together in the room, and how well they collaborate with each other and really think through every aspect of this program. So my deepest thanks to all of you. It is one of the best things that we've been able to do as a district, and I just really value that you were able to make it happen.
Thank you again. And we know you have to work tomorrow, so you don't have to stay for the whole meeting if you don't. We have a lot of little ones expecting you to be on in the morning, so.
Take care. Thank you.
So we'll go on. I think that most committees reported last week because it was our agenda setting meeting, but are there any additional reports that anyone has or follow-ups that they need to bring up tonight? Okay, then moving on, that brings us to the superintendent's report, Dr. Hayes.
Thank you. So at this time, we do not have any out-of-district placements to approve. Tonight, 2S, I would ask that the board approve the superintendent's decisions in the 8 harassment, intimidation, and bullying cases that were reported to the board in executive session on March 16th and then on March 30th.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We had our curriculum update through our kindergarten presentation, and there are no additional approvals needed at this time. For us, I would ask that the board approve the field trip that was added to the agenda. Some of our students will be attending the Harvey Milk High School in New York to meet with peers and participate in the service project. They're also going to go to the Battery Urban Farm, where they will be working with the horticultural staff on a soil project in their perennial gardens.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And 5S was our bilingual program. We had that approved at our last meeting. And lastly, I would ask that the board approve the personnel agenda as discussed in exec this evening.
Mrs. Saradaki, would you please call the roll?
Can we have a motion?
Motion.
Oh, sorry, I'm jumping quickly.
Second.
Okay. Now would you please call the roll?
Yes. Mrs. Cleary.
Yes.
Dr. Kulikowski.
Yes.
Mrs. Brody.
Yes.
Dr. Clancy.
Yes.
Mr. Murray.
Yes.
Mrs. Suriani.
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler. Mrs. Ballard.
Yes.
Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Okay, we have another opportunity. If there's anyone who would like to come to the microphone, again, please state your name, the town in which you reside, and there's a limit of 2 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Sophia Warhol. I reside in Plains for 84, since 84. I'm not going to mention the last things that I said last time at the meeting you heard. I want to mention something else today. The minutes from last meeting and from meeting before that and before that and before that, where are they? Because I searched the internet inside and out. I came to the board to find out before yesterday, and I was informed they are at the line in the top, BOE, but they're not there. I found on YouTube some 3 years ago minutes. So because I wanted to hear myself in those minutes, I have reasons. Another thing is today, because being at the board office, I found out accidentally that it's a secretary's week. So I decided to go to Carroll and bring some gifts to my friends, the secretaries. So I'm ringing the bell and ringing the bell and ringing the bell, and I thought the bell is broken. No. It was evident they wouldn't let me in until Dr. Holloway came out and asked me my purpose, and I stated, how long will I be staying? And I stated, yeah, maybe I feel gossipy for 10 minutes, Dr. Holloway. Those are my words. Okay, put the clock on. So it's evident, and he mentioned to me, okay, because I can't stay longer because there's learning going on. Yeah, it's obvious. I worked there for 26 and a half years, the same school, 3 different positions. And I've seen hundreds of retirees, close to hundreds, coming back over the years, walking around, visiting over and over again. I'm a home auditor. I see everything. So,
2 minutes.
I
Okay.
didn't intend to visit, but it
Thank
was
you,
evident I was locked out again.
Okay.
This time by my principal.
Your 2 minutes are up.
Okay, Mrs. Bauer.
I
By the way, one more second. I've never met you. And I didn't meet any board members.
your
In
2
the
minutes are
past,
up.
I met them.
Your 2 minutes are up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So where are those minutes?
The minutes are posted?
Where? I like to know.
The minutes are available after the board approves them.
Yeah, we have
Tonight,
to
we're
approve
approving March minutes. So if you want any copies of March minutes, they'll be available tomorrow.
Online.
No. And the April minutes will be available
Takes them
after
longer to get online.
the April minutes will be available after the May
Why
meeting.
does it take? We have excellent technology. People, I know
Our
that.
minutes aren't online. Our agendas are
Why
online.
does it take so long to type something?
Mrs. Warcall,
Just a question.
Mrs. Warcall.
Your 2 minutes are up.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
Dr. Hayes,
If you have a question regarding the minutes, I would encourage you to come to see me.
Thank you. I'll do that. Not tomorrow. I'm busy.
It's okay.
That's
All right.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now moving on to the business functions, Mrs. Saradaki.
I'd like to group them if that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, one BUS, the staff training, I believe there's additions on the agenda, to the agenda.
Yes.
For one BUS. 2 BUS, I'd like the board to acknowledge receipt of the disbursement listings for the month of March 2017. 3 BUS, I'd like the board to acknowledge receipt of the district school security and fire drill reports for the month of March 2017. 4 BUS, I'd like the board to approve additional related services for the 2016-17 school year, Creative Speech Solutions, and First Children. 5 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve continuation of the existing subscription busing program at the rate of $625 per student, and that is no change from the 2000s for next year. That's the same rate that we started the program with. 6 BUS, I am asking for the board to approve the monthly tax payments by municipality for the 2017-18 school year. And these are the monthly amounts due from Scotch Plains and Hamlet. 7 BUS, I'm asking for the board's approval of sidewalk and curb repair at various schools. The total would be $46,786, and that work would be done this summer. We have also submitted the grant for over $10,000 to offset part of this cost. And that's a safety gap grant through our insurance provider. 8 BUS, I'm asking for the board's approval of Power School consultation services, and that's through RAS Technology Consultants in Skillman, New Jersey, and the annual cost for 2017-18 would be $13,000. 9 BUS, I'm asking for the board's approval of a claim inventory to perform an inventory of they include all the new assets and they verify old assets and they do retagging where necessary. And the total fee is $3,000. 10 BUS was approved, that's Environmental Remediation and Management, was approved at the April 20th board meeting. 11 BUS, I'd like the board's approval of paving projects at various schools, which would be done during the summer of 2017. That includes Park Middle School parking lot, School 1 playground, high school athletic path, Board of Ed parking lot, Runner playground, and the Terrell path, for a total of $480,404. 12 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve submission for a New Jersey Department of Education grant, Building Teacher Leadership Capacity to Support Getting Teachers. This is the third year of the grant, and this is a partnership that's been created between Kane University, our school district, and the Plainfield Public Schools. 13 BUS is our athletic bid for 2017-18. This is athletic supplies and some uniform components, and the amount for the bid is $58,627.81. These are just the portions that are actually being awarded and purchased. The bid is actually conducted by Ed Data Services for us. 14 BUS, I'm asking the board to approve to acknowledge that they've received, that the evacuation drills held between February and May of 2017 were held. Signed documentation is on file in the transportation office for each of the drills at each of the schools. 15 BUS, I'm asking the board to acknowledge receipt of the board secretary report, treasurer of school fund reports, and budget adjustments for the month of March 2017. And 16 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve the bills on the bill list for the period March 28, 2017 to April 21st, 2017 in the amount of $3,181,828.31. 17 BUS was approved on April 20th, 2017 regarding the computer sale. And 18 BUS, I'm asking the board to approve payment of the settlement agreement for education costs of AP for the time period of July 1st, 2016 to to August 31st, 2017 in the amount of $30,000. And I'm asking for the board's approval in 19 BUS for adjudicator services for the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Moonglowers Jazz Festival to Joe Elefante, Daryl Bott, and Steve Ubel in the amount of $275 each. That's what I
I have a motion. Okay, comments and questions. I know there was an opportunity when reports were given by the committees last week, but are there, yes, Mrs. Winkler?
Question. For 7 BUS, you mentioned this safety gap grant.
Yes.
And I wanted to write down the amount that you said it was going to be for Janet.
I can email that to you. It's $10,000 and change.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm looking for.
Other questions and comments?
I did
Yes,
want to just
Mrs.
comment on BUS 12. Just, it's been such a successful program for us, so I really want to just thank everyone involved in pursuing that again. It's made a tremendous impact on our students and our teachers, so it's great.
Dr. Mask gets a lot of credit for that.
Thank you, Dr. Mask.
I would like to just also point out that that's was part of our strategic plan as well, to strengthen partnerships with higher education, and that's certainly been a shining example of one of the things that has happened over the last 3 years. Anyone else, comments or questions on any of these? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that brings us to board policies.
I would like to move that the board approve second and final reading for adoption of the following board policies. P2460 Special Ed, R2460 Special Ed, R2460.1 Special Ed Location Identification and Referral, R2460.8 Special Ed Free and Appropriate Public Education, R2460.9 Special Education Transition from Early Intervention Programs to Preschool, R2460.15 Special Education In-Service Training Needs for Professional and Paraprofessional Staff, R2460.16 Special Education Instructional Material to Blind or Print Disabled Students, P2467 Surrogate Parents and Foster Parents. That's it. And as stated previously, all of these are changes mostly based on statute matters that have changed.
Is there a second?
Second.
I moved it.
Yeah.
Second.
I wanted a second.
Oh, you can second.
Huh?
You wanted to second it?
No,
Oh.
I said I just wanted a second. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. That brings us to new board business. Anyone? Other board business, requests to attend workshops? Workshop reports. So I would like to report, I was at Garden State Coalition of Schools yesterday, and it was a very interesting meeting. They gave us the some proposed bylaw changes, which really help very small districts that want to be part of Garden State Coalition in terms of the funding for that and the way the membership was worded to make it easier for districts to join. And they also presented a proposed officer slate for next year, and also the trustee nominations. As you know, we're a trustee district, and Scotch Plains Fanwood is nominated again for another 3-year period to continue as a trustee district, along with Freehold, Livingston, Madison, Paramus, Ridgewood, Rumson, and Summit in the same year we are. They also gave us the dates for the upcoming year for meetings, and I'm sure they'll have those posted on their website. I don't know if you've been to the website, but if you haven't, it's so easy now because there are no passwords on the website. So it's easy to go, and they always have the latest bills and information there. But what I do want to mention is that on the 30th of May, I think we mentioned it before, but that's the annual meeting. And if anyone can go that morning, it'll be really great. And I wanted to mention that the acting commissioner is going to be there, Kimberly Harrington, and we'll also have the education committee chair, Marlena, I don't know if you say Karide, Assemblyman David Ribel, and a couple of the officers, and John Mooney of New Jersey Spotlight will be also moderating the panel, and there may be other folks from the legislature there. So they're really anxious to know who wants to attend, and it's, for those of you, a number of you have gone in the past, it's a really, really good meeting. Our guest yesterday was Mila Jacey. Mila Jacey is the assemblywoman for parts of Essex and Morris. She's also the deputy speaker and chair. She's on the public education committee, and she's chair of the higher ed committee. And she was invited specifically to talk about charter schools. And so there was a long and I don't know if vigorous is the right word, but spirited, thank you, discussion about charter schools. She has been looking to possibly, and I think she sponsored legislation to freeze the bill on charter schools to have a chance to look at and evaluate, because there were supposed to be periodic evaluations, but there have not been any reports on the impacts over the last 20 years. And so she felt like it was time to reevaluate. I do want to tell you that a number of the school districts there are in very dire straits, and these are not Camden, Newark, or Patterson, but in very dire straits financially because of charter schools that are in their areas. So I can certainly share more with you, but that is what the discussion was around. So just wanted to report on that. Okay, Staff Appreciation Week, very important. Okay, Dr. Clancy.
Recommend that the Board of Education adopt and signs the following proclamation designating the week of May 1st through the 5th, 2017 as Teacher Appreciation Week. Whereas teachers make public schools great, and whereas teachers work to open students' minds to ideas, knowledge, and dreams, and whereas teachers keep American democracy alive by laying the foundation for good citizenship, and whereas teachers fill many roles as listeners, explorers, role models, motivators, and mentors, and whereas teachers continue to influence us long after our school days are only memories, now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education does hereby proclaim May 1st through 5th, 2017 as Teacher Appreciation Week, and May 2nd, 2017 as Teacher Appreciation Day, and strongly encourages all members of our community to join with it in personally expressing appreciation to our teachers for their dedication and devotion to their work.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I know no one's opposed. Okay, we have another resolution for our retirees. Okay, Mrs. Winkler.
Move that the board adopt the resolutions for the Scotch Plains Fanwood School District retirees as completed by administrators.
whereas blank will retire on blank after over blank years of service as a loyal member of the blank staff. And whereas blank instructed students in grades blank through blank and worked with students in the district's school. And whereas blank encouraged students to work hard to reach their potential and instilled optimism and confidence in the students. And whereas blank was a creative and caring teacher who earned the respect and affection of the students and the staff, the administration, and his or her colleagues in these many years of unselfish commitment to the district. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and commends blank for his or her outstanding service and extends to him or her all best wishes for good health and happiness in his or her well-deserved retirement.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that brings us to the approval of the March minutes. Anyone who needs to abstain? Can we have a motion? Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, in accordance with Scotch Plains Fanwood Public Schools bylaws 0164 and 0165, it's an opportunity for the public to come to the microphone. If you do, please state your name, the town in which you reside, and there's a limit of 2 minutes. Okay, that brings us to the good of the order. Have anything for the good of the order this evening? Dr. Kulikowski.
On Tuesday evening, I attended the presentation of Hidden in Plain Sight. This was an email that came out to us over the weekend from Karen Steele from MAC, and it is put out through Union County Special Agent Timothy McMahon, and it was held at the Hamilton Stage in Rahway. And it started at 7, and yes, it was pouring rain, but there were 27 people in the audience that came to see this. And the stage was set up as a teenager's bedroom. They had a bed, the bookcase, the shoes, the stuff, everything all over, right? Typical kids' room. And you came up on the stage, and you had to look around the room and try to find any hidden contraband. And you had a soda can, a pair of shoes, a book on the shelf, and everything. So in plain sight, it looked like nothing. But then after we got to look around, you sat back down in the audience, Special Agent McMahon went around from item to item, showed how the Coke can really twisted open instead of popped open, and there was some stuff inside. The book was opened and the page was cut out, so there was a big, deep hiding place through all the pages where other contraband, drugs, pills, whatever were in there. And they said, unless your kid takes shop, they shouldn't have the screwdriver in their room. And he unscrewed the wall sockets for the light switch and the switch plate. And when you take that off, there was contraband hidden within the wall. So it was a very good show. It was about an hour and a half long. It was nonstop. They had little vignettes, little presentations. He spoke, but it didn't feel like an hour and a half. It was very interesting, and I wish more parents could have gone. And Kathy Sheilas from MAC was also there. Those are the only two that I recognize. Otherwise, there were 27 of us from various counties of New Jersey. So if it ever comes up again, I highly recommend it. I'm glad I was able to make it because it was for parents, caregivers, educators, anybody that works with teenagers, so that everything looks okay on the outside, but you got to dig a little deeper into your house, and you have the right to go in and look around and ask questions and open the books and jiggle the can and shake things up to make sure that they're not, if you think they are, and see if there's anything underlying the surface. So that's what I did on Tuesday.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Mrs. Brody.
I had the pleasure of going to the District Music Festival last night. I haven't been to one of those in a really, really long time. And it's even from way back when I used to go, they do a marvelous job. You could see from 4th grade all the way to high school with the progression, how excited they are, the camaraderie, the organization, the technique. I mean, it was just great. So I was glad I was able to go.
Wonderful.
And we have the art show next week, next Wednesday. What's the date?
May 3rd, so we can see that too. And also spring sports, counties have begun. So we'll be cheering for our teams to go far in the county tournament. Yes. Hope for some spring weather, so it feels like.
Mrs. Winkler.
And I'll put in a plug for Carol's production of Hairspray, which starts tomorrow night and runs through the weekend. I have no children in this production, but we're all eager to go and see it. So,
Our future rep theater people. Anyone else? Okay. That brings us to the end of the meeting. There are reminders here about dates in May and June, including the student recognition and the retiree event. So, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.